Hi, connections. Time to pull from alignment and see what's going on within the energy today, which I'm feeling really enlightened to even figure the energy out today, honestly. I'm going through a very intriguing lesson right now that I'm very thankful for, honestly. It's just, I'm appreciating the lesson, even though it is an intense one for the most part. It's lovely when you're working with a maze energy, like you're going through a maze and you know you made it past the part, but you're experiencing the maze aspect with somebody else who have not been through that part metaphorically. So this lesson is an extreme one for me in so many ways. But I'm appreciative of it, honestly. It's intriguing when you are excited about a lesson, even though that don't mean I'm just smiley faced the whole time. I probably will be moving forward metaphorically, but within the moment sometimes it's just like, oh Jesus, I totally forget that I'm in a lesson, you know. That's the intriguing part. um, but as I was saying, I'm very thankful for the lesson that I'm going through right now. I don't really want to talk too much about it at the moment. It's just I am thankful for it, honestly, because it is very enlightening, which I'll talk to you guys later on about it. It's just I'm still in it. This is a new lesson, but it's a one that I already went through, honestly. And I would say honestly, I healed from it. Like I graduated from that part. It's just like the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going back through it. It's almost like a deja vu form, honestly. It's intriguing. But I know that's how life goes, you know. It's intriguing when you have to literally, what's that saying? I want to say practice what you preach, but it's like go through what you believe in or practice what you preach. Yeah, literally, like play out what you believe in. Like you learned a lesson, you know how this goes, and you gotta play this. I hate to say play like it's a game, but you have to go through it, the motions, if that makes sense. You learned a lesson now. It's like a orientation metaphor. If you got a job, and you got a job, and you learn the job, but then you get hands on later on. Like, if that makes sense. I feel like one of those type of situations, honestly. But we're going to the 12 universal laws to figure out what's going on today, honestly, with the energy. But it feels good, honestly. I'm even thankful personally, honestly, for a lesson that is quite extreme, honestly. It's in the area of have you healed? It's nothing but have you healed energy. You get to see if you still got some work to do or if you're healed. Just like judgment time and are you healed? Yes or no? You obviously displayed. But there's other lessons on there that is just like, oh my God, it's amazing if you're healed because it's just, oh my God, you recognize all the beautiful signs in it. But if you didn't, it's just a lot of backtracking. If that, the law of attraction. How lovely. That's so lovely. That's so great to see. And its purpose, the mind. Where's your focus? For extra short. Where's your focus? Got the law of attraction. Focus. It's really, really important. Which, as I was saying, backtracking energy. If you haven't passed a lesson, judgment time. You're backtracking. Your focus would be in the past, if that makes sense. Even though I said we are Wheel of Fortune, even me, I made it past the aspect. I know I have. But I'm repeating it back with somebody. You know, they'd be like, don't get stuck. You know, maybe one past relationship was good. It's hard to move forward. I was able to move forward, but the new lesson reflects the past in a mutual aspect, metaphorically. But can you still move forward together? Y'all both healed from the past. The lessons you learned. You know, you went to school, K to 12. You learned all those lessons. Now it's graduation time. You were actually together. It's the past. Hope the lessons you learned the lessons. Hopefully you learned they were lessons. Or moving forward is just don't seem like moving forward. New horizon, new day, some goddamn Aladdin behavior. Nah, it's like, this reminds me of the past, and it's not pleasant. It's not a fun experience. Just an example, honestly. I got two more over here that was ducked off. Feel important to speak on because I left these two out intriguingly, which would be the law of rhythm. Where's your focus at? Rhythm is always on the scene. That's not even surprising. Guess what? The law of divine oneness. I kind of want to make a phone call really quick because this is hell of important. It's the oneness. Goddamn seven for extra short. It's oneness. Then it was in reverse. I said it upright. The law of divine oneness, the law of rhythm, and the law of attraction. And it's a pink base too. This law of divine oneness is pink. Then the law of rhythm is green base. And then the law of attraction is purple. Crown chakra, heart chakra. And for me, it's feminine energy. Which we all have a portion of that. It's pink. Pink symbolizes so many different things, so don't just get stuck on a gender. But for this aspect, it is a gender base. I recognize it. Um, so yeah, I feel like a blind spot of the aspects. I'm shuffling through, and I left two out. But obviously, they really important ones. It's your heart space, and it's a pink aspect, and it's oneness. On top of that, uh, we're going over to zodiacs really quick. I'm so happy because the law of attraction was the first one that caught my attention, though. The law of attraction. It's all about where your focus is at. It's cause and effect for sure. Where is cause and effect part of me? Where are you at, cause and effect? I always say cause and effect is everything. Oh, you best to believe cause and effect is everything. It's even, for me, the whole aspect of the wheel of fortune. You do this, this is going to happen. You don't do this, this is going to happen. And it's an overall aspect. On top of that, it's oneness. Everybody individually doing their own goddamn part. There's always a side effect, though. That's the intrigue part. That's rhythm for you. This makes me think of a translation I translated like a little bit ago. I can't remember which one it was or what I titled it as. But it was saying, something in your future has to do something. Somebody got to take a leap of faith. And if they don't, it's a delay. It's heavy traffic because somebody's not doing their part. It's almost like an energy if you have to climb to the top. Like the ones we think of are who's successful, metaphorically. It's just an example. People who's successful already. They established already. There's certain positions that they have to do to bring up other energies. And if they don't act on their part, there's a delay. I kind of want to use a job aspect again. You got the hiring manager who's supposed to do certain things. They don't check the emails or whatever the hell they need to do to hire somebody for that position aspect. It's a delay. It's that type of an energy. That's the intriguing part. Something about a leap of faith and an important part about taking it. And if you don't, it causes a heavy delay in an overall aspect. Now, not just a individual. Like it's just, I'm trying to think. People have selfish behavior or inconsiderate behavior where it's just like they think when I say cause and effect, it affects just them. Like it don't just affect you. That's not the energy I'm talking about at the moment. But you might, if the shoe fit for that aspect for you, it just fit. It's a bigger picture within this energy that I'm feeling, honestly. And I translated it a while ago. So apparently that's coming through also again. That's important. Why am I shuffling again? So why am I shuffling again? Looking for cause and effect. And that's probably important too. I have behaviors where I do things and I don't understand it, but it's the law of rhythm. It's how things are going. That's the intriguing part. I didn't plan on shuffling, but obviously some shuffling happening. Let's still figure out where cause and effect is. I give myself chuckles. I'll show you really quick. Got the law of vibration, the law of correspondence, which is facing the opposite way. We're not having communication. Ah, that's no buenos. I feel like deja vu is happening to me again, honestly, intriguingly. The law of correspondence, yep. Supposed to be able to see it that way, but it's not going through. Intriguingly. The law of relativity is in reverse. You think something is not important enough. Who is this? I can't even see who this one is, and this is a bright one. Who is this? Who are you? The law of compensation, something returning. Oh, these are all in reverse. The law of polarity. And there go cause and effect. Also facing a way where you won't recognize it. You're not realizing there's a cause and effect. And this effect feel like delays. Because of not taking a leap of faith. Whatever you have to do is really important. It's almost like a procrastination energy, but you're not recognizing the importance of you not being on procrastination behavior. And, th- and then the law of action. There's no action either because it's in reverse. Cause and effect of energy in the dark is something that's important. Yeah. And it's a strength. It's the law of compensation. I don't want to be specific. I feel like this is hella direct. I feel like this is hella direct. It's still overall aspect, but Jesus Christ, this is hell of direct in every form of a way. The compensation would be you. It's child. It's your strength. It's you. It's a part of you. Just imagine if you were in that type of a situation. You. Yeah. Action is needed. Then the law of gender. And it's in reverse. You won't recognize gender's influence in its energy. It's pink. It's female energy. Then the law of perpetual transferring of energy. This is a beautiful lesson, honestly. A very beautiful lesson. It's the aspect of energy of having a child with somebody, and that child is reflecting your energy. You. It's that type of an energy. Very intriguing energy. Maybe it's not a child for other aspects, but it's something that you connected to. You're not responding to it. You need to. It's a strength aspect of energy. But you think it's not important. Law of relativity, it's not where your focus is at. Your mind is somewhere else. Hmm. Let's see what zodiac is influencing his energy. Please. Cancer, light in the dark, which is the polarity energy where it should be. It's your strength. It's you. How do you deal with you? Self work. I just talked about this energy too. That's why I feel like I went past the lesson because these type of aspects I got quite down packed. Honestly, it took me a little minute, but self work. Oh, that's all I ever do. Self discipline, I got it down packed. Some people might not understand it, but it's self discipline. What my structure is supposed to be like, how I'm supposed to be behaving is important, not what others are thinking, but self. And this aspect is in the dark energy because it's you. It's something you connected to, which goes back to how do you deal with you? You think certain things about you is irrelevant or something like that? It's one of those energies. Intriguingly, it's Cancer energy. It's the moon all day. And it's element water. It's something you connect to. It gotta be a child. And loyalty. Life direction loyalty. Mm. You creatively overcome obstacles and intimate, courageously intimate adventure while embodying the very nature of caution. Not afraid. You know that's a saying. What is that quote? I don't know all the words, but it's something in the aspect of as I walk through the valley For the shadow of death, I will fear none, or something like that. One of those energies. And I feel like even how I gave the example about a maze is one of those same aspects. You back walking through it again. Are you still afraid? You shouldn't even look at it as the shadow of death. Or maybe you should. It's not bad. Everything is eternal. It's not bad. It's like walking through a bunch of fucking ghosts. Past experiences. Are you afraid or not? Judgment time. Which is a beautiful energy. As I was saying before I even pulled off the actual energy, I am thankful for this lesson of energy. This is a thankful energy. You redoing something that's important to you. And it's funny because it's the beginning of the year. What's the date today? It's January 14th on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. What time, ma'am? Oh, it's Portal. How funny. It's 11:18, which is a portal coming through. That's the communication coming through in the dark. Even Cancer's energy, but from the universal laws, the law of perpetual. What the heck was I just saying? I feel like I just blew my mind, honestly. What was I just saying? Because literally, that's exactly what it is. That's so funny. I really forgot what the heck I just was saying. Fire in the dark. Oh, I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, we got Virgo though. Hi, first responder. Got a first responder energy. Family structure. Aquarius, it's in the air. It's coming through the fucking air. So what's in it? The law of perpetual. And all those was in reverse. You're not recognizing it's in the dark. This is spiritual energy all day. This is a simple example of you thinking about somebody, you want to call them, but you like, I want them to call me first. I don't want to seem desperate or something like that. But they're thinking about you too. They you will recognize it if you reached out. It's a mutual aspect already happening. It's just nobody acting on it, so it's not seeming like it's happening type of an energy. It's happening. That's the intriguing part. You're already naturally communicating, you're just not acting on it physically. But it's based off, as I said, self-work. How do you treat yourself? Do you ignore yourself? Do you think certain things about yourself are important? Or something you connected to, honestly. If it is a job based or something like that, if it is a job based, your attention ain't there. You don't think it's important. And it should be. It's a strength aspect. That's all I can say. But you're not recognizing it's a strength aspect. In this aspect, if it is a job based, it gotta be spiritual. This is my favorite type of energy, honestly. Something I've been talking about a lot. I even think I just said it yesterday, like I mentioned it as into the energy of, and you got a part of me, so I'm probably gonna say it wrong again for the most part, but if you in tune with what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If it's a new movie, well, it's kind of new, but it's new. Godzilla versus something, but it's the updated one, like the most newest one from a 2025 aspect, metaphorically, the start of the year. The new one might pop out. You'd be confused, but that one, which I seen last year, pardon me, came out last year, like in the mid end of last year, came out. And that concept of how people are naturally communicating without like body language, like I'm seeing you, like people say, like I could tell, like you were feeling tense. Like I'm just looking up, like I probably might feel tense because my shoulders is up a little high. You know, I might be in a calm zone because I ain't got no makeup on. You know, you just showed up, man, which is a true statement. Like sometimes people read certain energies, you know, or some people might just totally read it wrong. Like you're a fucking like gangster or something. Maybe in a metaphorical way, like you got all those fucking tattoos. Maybe metaphorically, but not in a bad way. It's all love. But ass whoopings at the same time because spiritual guidance don't play. They get the job done for sure justice. But it's a perspective, you know. But some people observe. Well, speaking of body language, Just observing the situation, not actually you moving like this and things like that. But people can read that too. It's none of those type of aspects that's important within what I'm talking about. It's the inner light naturally communicating with each other. What's inside the guidance is communicating with each other. Where this like physical body, this physical vessel is not important. That's the intriguing part. But it's just beautiful because you get to experience the physical body part. You can see what you actually feeling. Like you feeling this aspect of the example I gave. You are one to talk to somebody, or you want to reach out to somebody. You want to communicate with them. What's that saying? Seeing is believing it. You are able to see it. It makes you believe it. The energy for sure, for extra sure. Of a balance. Gemini energy. Do you have two perspectives or is it balanced? Which I'm going to say it's not balanced. It's supposed to be balanced, but communication happening, but it's not going through. Like the energy of maybe let's communicate or something like that. You're receiving it, but you're not acting on it. You're not keeping it going through where it's aware that it's happening. Two different perspectives. Which one probably obviously, I don't want to act, or I don't know, maybe I'll just wait till later, tomorrow, or something like that. Like you're missing it. Uh, what's your values? What are your values? Oh, what is your values headed to? Is it headed to something? What was that? Oh, creativity. It's headed to creativity. Creativity and pleasure. Intriguing. I wonder what that's about. Those two stuck together too. Hold on. Who is that? Who is that? Who is the pleasure? Scorpio. Solid energy. Your creativity and pleasure. Ah, Scorpio. A solid energy. That's beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Then it's going to be obvious. Taurus. Hi, love. Who is you? Frequencies. I feel like this is self. This is self talking to self. How funny. Fly in the dark for extra sure. Hi, self. That's funny. That's really, really funny. That's like literally your spouse is a psychic or a tarot reader and you might be going through something and you go right to your person and they just give you what you need. That's funny. It's self talking to self. Self can read you. That's funny. I'm like, hi, self. Hi, love. That's funny. It's hitting different frequencies. And intriguingly, it's in reverse. It's not going through the way it's needing to. Very intriguing. That's so gorgeous. I'm like, it's funny when things be resonating with you. Like, this is hella familiar. It's almost feeling like deja vu. Self literally feel like self talking to self. Self talking to self. That's intriguing because it goes back to what I was talking about when I said sometimes people have selfish or they think it's just all about them type of an energy. And this, even in the spouse aspect of energy, when I'm saying what I'm saying, like I feel like I'm talking to self. It's one energy. That's the intriguing part. And it's a cause and effect within that. Based off how that one, it's intriguing because I'm talking about two people, metaphorically, just an example form of being one, but two individuals separately. How do each individual treat individual self is important for a cause and effect. In oneness that they are naturally operating off of. Intriguing. Very intriguing, I know. And then we'll go to houses. Now I grabbed the Divine Energy Oracle. So far I did the 12 Universal Laws, which is the law of attraction, the law of rhythm, which is so funny. Because these literally go hand to hand. It's almost like an energy. It's like simple, but that's the attraction part. Luck, aspect, honestly, which we are in the year of the snake, which I'm so excited about. Why did I do it like that? Like, I wanted to like show you my face, which I got my love over here. This one is water shine. Um, it was a gift I was given for my birthday some years ago in Northern Lights. All that. Just at the bus stop, I just had got off work, and I was at the bus stop, and this guy had a snake, and he pulled it out the bag. I think he asked me if I wanted to see it at first, and I was like, "Yeah, I want to see it." And as soon as he pulled it out the bag, I just was so happy. Like, I wasn't afraid. I was just so happy. I grabbed it, and the snake just came to me and was moving around. I was so happy, and he let me have it. He said he had just saved it. You know, I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, I want it!" And I was so happy. I went and bought a big ass aquarium and stuff for it. It was just intriguing because, intriguingly, guess how this one went to the eternal side? Starved, didn't want to eat. Was thought was going to scare me. It's intriguing how somebody has so much respect for you and value you so much. When they say, I would die for you, I will fucking die for you because I ain't never going to be separated from you. That's how much love me and appreciated me. And I didn't understand it during that time, which, as I was saying again, I appreciate the lessons that I'm going through at the moment. Then you would never been able to tell me that my snake died because it was afraid it was going to scare me because of the way it eats. It's intriguing because that lesson comes in so many different forms that I have experienced. Honestly, even with talking to guys and realizing that they actually like guys too. That's the intriguing part of the energy. And it's like they're not doing something around me or telling me because they're afraid that they're going to scare me. Like, it turn me off, they will lose me. It's the same type of the energy. That's the intriguing part. And just the way I learned that lesson though was through animal form in a snake form. It's the same aspect when people are not authentic, that they're afraid to do something around you or be honest. They think they're going to lose you. But my snake knew never was going to lose me. Shit. Watch me do magic, ma'am. We still hella connected, aren't we? The problem, I guide you. You were so lovely to me. You never gave up on me. And that's the divine energy too. My snake loves me. Reasons. Reasons why. Cause and effect, for sure. That's so beautiful. Reasons. Reasons to what? Well, that's kind of a silly question, but say this to what? If you don't know, now you know, you know. You know very well who you are. Don't let them hold you down. Reach for... That's so intriguing. Who is that? That Biggie Smalls. That's so random that popped in my head. That's a making sense energy. It's just, you know very well who you are. Don't let them something hold you down. Reach for the sky. Something like that. Don't give me lines. Not a song I normally listen to, honestly, metaphorically, but I do know it. It's just, it's that energy is important. Begin to explore. This came out yesterday. Raise your vibration. Be of service. I clocked in a day. But be of service. You have to respond to something. It's important. You have to respond. It's important. You're just obviously not aware that it's important. And I am an energy that grows with my family, okay? Jesus. Reasons. Ah, guess who came out? You gotta say no to something. Say no. And claim your art. Ah, this is so beautiful. Say no. Good job. Very good job. And claim your art. Ah, jeez. Flattery. So feel flattered. So feel flattered. Be of service. And it's intriguing because this right up under there. It says say no. That's funny. Raise your vibrations, go claim your art. Be of service, say no. That is funny. I just had to say, good job. Because this is an aspect, this is a strong energy. The it says be of service. That's a strong energy. It's like contract energy. Honestly. No. It's not a good idea to mix yourself in certain aspects. Willpower is amazing. I should have left the top, but it's okay. Obviously, just made the move to the side. And it's claim your art is at the top. That's so funny. This is another energy that comes out quite often too. Afraid to claim your art. Like something you want. You're not acting on what you want. Which kind of goes with the storyline of what I've been talking about. You're not responding to something that you need to. It's a strength aspect in oneness. But you don't think it's important. It's procrastination energy. Or just, I don't want to take a leap of faith today. Maybe tomorrow. It's a fuck of a delay. It's not even an entering of a delay. It's just a pause of a delay. And just building up like traffic, like heavy traffic. A car accident up front, just an example for him. And traffic just stacking up because of a delay. Procrastination, metaphorically. In an overall aspect. It's like a example. Another example. Ma'am, you give a lot of examples. I know, because I go through life. Because I go through life. And I'm still, you can tell I feel better, obviously. Thank Jesus, honestly. But I still got that little situation going on. But honestly, feel better if anybody was wondering. I'm quite doing well. Thanks for the concern. But yeah, I still do got a little going on. But overall, I'm okay. But what the heck was I just talking about? Jesus. It'd be awkward when I forget things like that because ma'am, you want to have yourself. I feel like my son now. That's extra funny. What I'm about to say just made me think of him. That's intriguing. He'd be like, I want to give you sometime. Well, he used to anyway. I wonder, I kind of want to ask him. And why I keep doing this, like I'm trying to whisper something. Very intriguing energy, honestly. It's just, when they speak of body language, and I'm actually looking at myself and I'm seeing the ways I'm moving when I'm talking. It's intriguing. But he'd be like, I want to give you a commercial break really quick. And it's just like, I want the spotlight on myself really quick. Well, because I did project to you guys that I wasn't feeling good. I passed out in a public place, which I'm pretty sure people know about it. Of course, it was a public place. And I did personally speak on it because it was very intriguing and intense for me. But I'm okay for ones who were concerned. So it felt like one of those aspects, like you just going and forgot what you talking about because you wanted to have a goddamn commercial break, which made me think of my son because my son be wanting to give me commercial breaks when I'm doing things like this. So it just felt very intriguing, like, random, but probably not random, obviously. Definitely we got the law of rhythm. Something about that is important. Um, Appreciation, probably. Once again, as how I started it off, appreciation, because I'm pretty sure there was ones who were concerned about that. You passed the fuck out for the whole 10 minutes, which, yeah, not like maybe not exactly 10 minutes, but it was obviously a long enough where they thought it was 10 minutes. That they told me it was like 10 minutes. You know, not like I just admit like you just blacked out really quick, your eyes open back up. He was out for like a whole 10 minutes. So that is concerning. I guess it makes sense. It's just I really did forget what the heck I was about to say before I thought of that, honestly. But first house did come out, which is self, honestly. Which is lovely. It's going right back to that Scorpio energy that your values are headed to. And I want to say something about a material aspect, material value or physical value. Did I pull from the houses already? These are the houses. The first house came out as self, which means, once again, got self work to do. Individual self work to do. Are you healed? Does it seem like the main question of the theme, metaphorically? And if you're not responding, you're probably not healed. Or maybe you are. Maybe it said no. So whatever coming through in certain aspects, obviously you did it right. You're healed. I'm not responding back. I say congratulations also because it's like that's good. It was meant to be that way. It's just another aspect. You have to respond. It's you. It's self needing self. It's important. And it is coming off like a child energy, which means your child is probably literally displaying a part of you. And that's always an intriguing aspect because it's like, once again, go back to individual self. How do you treat yourself? How do you like yourself? Do you not even like yourself? Then you might not like your child right now, metaphorically. Because, those ones always get it more intensified than you, if that makes sense. Lesson I personally learned. Um, and thankful for the most part, honestly. It's just some lessons ain't the most pleasantest, but they always reflect you in an intensified way, whether you're aware of it or not. But it kind of makes sense. It's like, I want to use a phone as an example, honestly. You the phone, but then you have a child and they the updated phone. You know, it's one of those type of aspects of energy. They have the ability to remind you of parts of you that you might not like or that you love a lot. If you respond, you'll probably figure it out. Maybe, I don't know. It's that energy for extra short came out. But we have a balance, and it's about a balance and oneness, and the oneness is in reverse. So it's not going through. Your values are in reverse, or you're not acting on your values of a halfway aspect. Teaching energy is in reverse. Teaching is in reverse. It's not coming through the way you want or expect. It's intriguing. Let me keep going. About your foundation. Somebody teaching you about your foundation. It's in the dark. It's sixth house, which the zodiacs explained that to us by Cancer energy. It's the same aspect. It's in the dark. And intriguingly, the way it just landed is the need to take you off focus. The need to take you off freaking focus. You're not acting on what you need to because your focus is not in the right area. Or you're dealing with a service or a debt. Which that makes sense, honestly. I think a child is like a service or a debt, metaphorically, if that makes sense. Use your senses. Portal. Did I finish explaining that? The time a little bit ago was just 11:18, which is I don't think I did. Um, Something coming through. There's communication happening. Anytime we're in 11 aspect, like 11 is a natural portal, honestly, that I deal with a lot. Um, the whole reason why I can do what I do is because of this portal. But something's coming through. And once again, it was 18. It's yourself in a here and after energy, which is that 8. It's an eternal connection coming through. And if you have a child, it's eternal, whether you recognize it or not. Like me, I'm spiritual. So you best to believe my child is spiritual. Even if it's just my part of spirit, even though everybody's spiritual. Some people just delusional and think they're not, metaphorically. Maybe I should have used delusional. It's a way I want to express it. But just not to that lesson yet to realize it. They ain't built that bond yet with the universe. They live in life so they can have some testimonies, later on when they learn. And some people might not even like the word testimonies, but they're going to have some experiences to explain, to see the bigger picture. But it's that energy that the time was a little bit ago. And the 11th portal came out, which goes right with your senses. It's come. That's what. Man, can we just get through one whole aspect? I'm trying. It's just a lot of puzzle pieces connect. It's like, oh, this remind me of this and that, and they all wind up connecting. It's like a clock. I'm talking about 12 o'clock, but then I sing 6 o'clock, and 6 o'clock is important. Then I'm gonna move on over to 3 o'clock because 3 o'clock is communication, complements of 6 o'clock, but you're supposed to use 12 o'clock. But the way I'm talking, and like, did I finish talking about that? Is that same type of the energy, honestly. That's the intriguing part. But this has to be a spiritual I'll say everybody's spiritual. Some people are just not aware of that. It's naturally in the child too. That's why it's naturally communication already happening. Like the energy, some people believe in energy. They don't believe in spirituality. They believe in energy that never disappears and things like that. It's that what's happening. It's just no physical action on it. And some reason I want to say spiritual people, we go through intense lessons, honestly. Sometimes it seems harsh, honestly. But it's a bigger picture in it where later on you won't realize it was harsh. It's just lessons you have to learn. Sometimes it's just like, damn, I had to learn it that way. That was felt harsh. Like, even if your child is cussing you out or something, that seemed like a harsh lesson. It's like, oh my God, like I care for you, or maybe you don't care for them. I don't know. But you talking to me all crazy? That's a harsh lesson to learn. But what are they saying to you? What are they talking about? They might just be disciplining you. You don't like that, but they see you doing something wrong. It's just an example of a true statement of how lessons go sometimes, even for spiritual people. It's like having being a pastor and your child is just, oh my God, my child cussed me out last night. The audacity. But it's like, what were they saying to you? Was any truth in what they were saying? You just didn't like you don't like the way they brought it to you, didn't like the way the lesson came through, or you just felt like they were out of pocket for even trying to get you together because they're so young. You're the child, I'm the parent type of aspect of energy. Something like that for sure is what I'm getting at when it comes to the spiritual connection, being in the child and how you might not like the lesson that's happening, but it's about what's coming through. What are they saying? If that makes sense. So this is all about energy coming through. That's all 11th house is about. Literally translate and identify. What are they saying? What are they talking about? What are they saying? Like for me, I can put myself, throw yourself up under the bus, ma'am. Fuck, okay. I wouldn't say I would throw myself up under the bus. I'm just gonna get on the bus because I know this lesson very well, honestly. With my own child, honestly. Sometimes my child tells me about myself and I might feel like he out of pocket, but I do take in what he say. Like for the longest he was like, you need to get a job, and I was like, I am working. This is my doggone job, I do spiritual work. Like I can build us just individually, just believe in that, But he felt that I needed to get out and get a job to be able to provide, even though he don't like when I provide for him. He like to he's a very satisfied individual, or he just feel like just worry about yourself. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. And it's just like that don't make sense for me. What am I striving for doing something the opposite way that you don't even want me to do? But it's like I got a job. I'm able to provide, but when I'm providing for you, you don't want it. Like you don't like me buying them stuff and things like that. It's just like almost some weird shit. But I believe it's because honestly, the people who helped raise him, you don't need her and I do everything for you. It's one of those type of situations. Honestly, it's just us individually, me and just my child, those aspects that we talk about or used to talk about. And I would say sometimes I feel a certain type of way because, like, I'm working hard. You best to believe I am. Um, it's just obviously he feels I should have more. You deserve more. You can do more. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a true statement. It's just my individual self is like, I'm already working. This is my work. Understand I do spiritual work. But it's like there's nothing wrong with you doing that. And still just being able to provide for yourself so you can have more. I really value that later on now because like that's a guy seeing bigger potential in me. You can have more. You don't have to rely on people and things like that. And this is a young child. My son is 13 now. That's why I said my son teaches me a lot. Honestly, sometimes it's not the most funnest aspect. Some people like you out of pocket. You don't tell me what to do. Sometimes it always can go the wrong way when a child is telling you about yourself. you know. But just an example of something that sometimes made me uncomfortable, but I never tell my son he can't be direct with me, like that's how you feel, that's just how you feel, okay? Maybe I might work on it, maybe I won't, but that's just how you feel. I know how you feel, you know how I feel. Ain't no fucking confusion in it, but some people ain't comfortable with those type of conversations, or is what I'm getting at. Ah, and guess who? That's so funny. That's so funny. That's why I want to give you a commercial break, ma'am. That's hella funny to me. And that's his birthday too. 8/11. Not surprising for my individual self because, as I said, I'm spiritual. You think I can't tap in on my son and figure out what the fuck is going on? Intriguing. But anywho, 8/11. That's so funny. I kind of want to go and harass him. Just like I said, I kind of want to call him. Which I probably might will later. It's just, that's funny. Of communication. Third house. That's funny. It's a portal coming through, and here in the after energy, there's communication, which I learned that already. As to something's coming through, but you think it's not important. Which I feel like I'm having a deja vu moment within the moment because I actually recently just watched one of my translations, and my son did that. I was in the middle of a translation, which was an intriguing one, honestly. The energy was intriguing, but he came up to me and he did ask to do a commercial break. And I was just so focused within the energies. It's like, because my son drives me crazy sometimes. Sometimes he'd be on team, I don't believe in what you do because of other people's influences. Like, I don't ever take them seriously sometimes, metaphor, because, like, sometimes I don't, past tense behavior, honestly. As my son get older, I realize, oh, you can think for yourself, and I love the way you think, honestly. But you have to remember, he is still a child. He's 13 freaking years old. But anywho, what the heck was I saying? Sometimes he just believes the aspect of what other people say as to, I'm just making this up. I'm a crazy person. She's not spiritual and things like that. So the fact of, I'm busy working, doing what I'm doing, and you want to come and join in something that you don't believe in don't make sense. So it's like, ugh, dude, don't start me right now. But I do like it. I grow with my family, so it's like, you should be giving me commercial breaks. You should be a part of this. It's just, as I just explained, those are reasons why sometimes it's just like, dude, don't come over and plan with me right now when I'm handling business. That's, we all got work to do, or maybe that's just a lesson to learn as to, I don't play about mine. Literally, like myself and my spirituality, I will put you to the fucking side, okay? I will put my fucking child to the side when it comes to my spirituality. Because that comes first. Always. It took me a long time to realize that, and that's been my biggest challenge and a problem, honestly. Just because you're supposed to say, they say put your children first, metaphorically. But it's just like, if you're not understanding how we even operating, we got a problem. But I love my son a lot. I'm not. I'm just speaking the truth, honestly. It's just, it is what it is. Our relationship is getting better. As I said, as he get older, I love how I want to say attempting, because he is younger. And some people, the other aspect who raised him, they treat him like an adult, but they remind him he a child at the same time. Like how I said, he can be honest with me. I think you need to go get a job. Because for as long as I wasn't working, I was taken care of for a long time. Um, Sometimes out of blessings aspect, favor from the universe. Sometimes because, well, either way, I got frostbitten and I was taken care of for, like, most recently for a lot of years, like 2 years. I'm just now actually getting back to work and things like that in a way that people would think of a work. 'Cause I'm always working. You best to believe I'm clocked in all the time for sure. It's just I am part of Dollar General community now, which I'm excited by. Honestly, it's just I have not worked, honestly, metaphorically, in years. I have not kept a solid job in years. Like, to give an example, I'm 34 years now. I haven't had a consistent job since I was like in my 20s, honestly. And that was probably my first job when I came to Columbus, which was McDonald's. That was since I came to Columbus, as an adult. Um, but I met my ex I can't say max. I've dated a couple people recently, but my most long term relationship, I stopped working once I got with that person. Um, so I haven't kept a consistent job for certain things of they wanted to take care of me, or we both couldn't work at the same time, schedules, things weren't working, or simple things as we wasn't able to work together because my job paid more, so I'm not losing my job or letting my job go to get a job that pay less, to make it balance out where we both can be working, situations like that, but what was I getting at? Oh, well, I haven't kept a job, like metaphorically. Like I get a job, sometimes I just quit it because once you learn yourself, you know what energy you can be around and what's just not gonna work. This ain't a long term aspect for me. It's just like dating. You catch flags really quickly. I can't see myself here forever or for a long term. And some people have a hard time with even me thinking that way, as into, you need a job, it don't matter. Fuck yeah, it does. I pick up too much energy. That shit is intriguing. It is really important who I be around. Very important. Even though I have lessons where I have been homeless, I have just lived outside, just wandering the fuck around. There's tons of energies out there, which you learn to be balanced. I have lived in shelters. There's all types of energies. You learn to be balanced. That don't mean that it still don't influence you. You just learn how to control yourself, if that makes sense. Anything I would say, all those aspects strengthen my connection with the universe. Honestly, I always recognized it, lots of signs and things like that. But what I'm getting at is, you talk about who you around, and you just be on outside, just everybody goddamn neighbor. You're right. You're very, very fucking right. It's an eternal lesson. That's the intriguing part of how I pick up energy, which is actually quite scary. I talked about that, about to drift into something else, honestly, of a topic. When I was out there, which I talked about it before, a spirit came down and was with me. It has been with me for a long time. And I would not be surprised if that's my goddamn child, honestly. That I've actually been speaking about since last year, because really been intensifying energy, like projection of self. But I started realizing I had two damn shadows with me when I was out and about. Like I look over and I'm like, oh my god, I got two fucking shadows. And it wasn't like the play of the light metaphorically, like sometimes you look in the mirror, or like not even a mirror, like glass, and you can see what's on the other side or some shit like that. It was literally, I had two shadows with me, and sometimes it start hitting like into four because the shadow got a goddamn shadow. And then one time I looked over and my shadow was gone. It was my guidance that came down and was wanting to know why I just was out here wandering around. But what am I doing out here at this time of night? Just wandering around. Didn't understand why I was in that situation. It was with me and been protecting me. I want to say this whole time, honestly. I feel like that could be my damn child, honestly. The energy I've actually been dealing with. But that you, darling. It's that you, darling. It's something I haven't thought about in a little minute, honestly. That's the intriguing part. Grieve your losses and make a plan. Oh, is that you? Claim your art. It is you. I'm pretty sure that's you. That's funny. But it was just amazing realizing guidance that I had. I'm thinking how to explain this. I feel like this energy just caught me off guard a little bit, but it's important. Because you would think that your eternal guidance, like, you've been watching me this whole time. You should know why I'm out here. You don't know the situation I'm in. Where would your antennas be at? That's my questionable believer behavior. But my new level of awareness behavior is I have different spiritual guidance. And everybody's structure, they grow up differently, if that makes sense. In this aspect, didn't believe that certain aspects could happen in certain ways. It was a lesson for both of us, if that makes sense, which I understand it because I personally had to experience that myself, even when it comes to the court system, like the justice system. Nobody could have ever told me that they really destroy families, that they don't have people's best interests at hand, and they really are reckless with it. For real, I had to experience it. Once I realized the judge was not spiritual, I was done with going to court or any type of activity in that field. I sat at the table and watched each one of his people lie to him. Like, you can't realize, it's like having fucking disciples and they all lying and you don't recognize they lying. Like, you should strike their asses down. He didn't know. Like, when they say like the jury aspect, like even that aspect, if y'all ain't fucking spiritual, how the hell are you determining some things that's so extreme like this that you normally have to use that goddamn invisible energy? You know, it's the shit that you actually don't see, you can feel, you can recognize signs, but just like how sometimes they say things that happen behind closed doors stay behind closed doors, a lot of the pain that happens, you have to be able to scent it out like a goddamn animal. Recognize all the fucking flags that are obvious. It's almost like a child, honestly, being abused or something like sexually by a parent, and you go do like the little home visit, and it's like, oh, you're just so affectionate with them, you're just so caring, you sit close to them, you pat their back. You have to remember they are being assaulted, right? It's not just you so affectionate, you care for them, because most people think that's just so caring, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, it's just things like that always intrigues me. Or maybe it's not even like they affectionate. Maybe they just that day they just decided to say be standoffish, house all clean and shit. You totally miss what's going on because you're not sensing it out. You're just observing the surroundings that's totally fucking relevant metaphorically. Which that energy is another one. It's connected to something else. That remind me of the energy of job site energy metaphorically. Having it all dirty and shit, and it's inspection time. All of a sudden, everybody want to clean shit up. Like, what the fuck? No, we're not cleaning nothing up because we normally don't. But normally, of course, they want you to clean up so they can get that little certificate. But this ain't how things normally go. But anyway, my guidance didn't understand that concept. So been with me learning all these lessons too. But it's intriguing. It came from the sky. That's the intriguing part. And been learning lessons with me. You would think that she knew. That's the intriguing part. But it shows me I know now, but even when people say I'm praying, which I actually asked somebody that recently, like I say it a lot because it's a real question, even from what I'm talking about now. Who do you pray to? And the actual person that I actually recently said it to was like all of them. So when you go through wrong or painful aspects, know you're praying to the ones that are bad too, who want to see you doing bad. Definitely, if you feel like you got enemies and a lot of pain, that you praying to those ones too. It's gotta be Pacific, but on the other side of what I'm getting at is there's a lot of God aspect energies on the eternal side. And we only identify them as gods because of the way that they can guide us. But it's nothing but people who are in the physical form, then get out the physical form, and they still over there on the other side or present literally with you, if that makes sense. They're not just where you can see them no more. They're in a new lesson of be seen. They go through life asking to be seen. Just like how I hear people always want to fucking be seen. Or I can't say they want to, but I hear a little bird going. It's like a crow, intriguingly. Got the blinds down. Man, why you got the blinds down? I'm not in the window today. I ain't looking at, school bus. How funny. I ain't looking at traffic today. Metaphorically. But as soon as I do look at traffic, I see school bus. That's funny. After I heard a crow, intriguingly. I guess I'll leave it up a little bit because that seemed to be important. Which that's another example of you're missing information. Now maybe I should have recorded in the window or at least opened the blind so I can see what's going on, so you can receive all the way. It's probably I don't even know what I'm saying probably. An example, again, or for me, I know I'm timing all day. You know, you heard the goddamn message, respond. You don't hear that fucking crow, lift those blinds up. School bus. Like, thou knows thou self, okay? See, that'd be intriguing when I have to correct myself. Discipline is important. But yeah, I can't even use that for me metaphorically because like I entered the goddamn call. I hear a fucking crow. You see, I probably looked over quickly like a crow. What's going on? What's going on? School bus time. That's what's going on. That's funny to me, honestly. Did I finish talking about the spiritual guidance coming from the sky, which actually came out when I'm seeking as to who was that my child. Grieve your losses and make a plan. Probably the lesson. What did I learn out of that? You know, and during that time, it was a separation from my child, honestly. Um, Feeling like my child should have been with me. Um, but the lesson that I have learned within that is we are always connected. He literally, like, I got him on my stomach already. Like, got a tattoo. Let me show you really quick. Like, always there. It's just some people, it's a lesson I had to learn, honestly. We're always together. You need to learn death. How can I explain that? Maybe this is the way I felt to project it. You need to learn death. Even though it's not death. Even what I picked up later on, the tarot, which I call it, like I just don't use just tarot cards. You know, I say I do tarot, but I got the 12 universal laws. I got the Eightfold Path, my actual tarot cards. I got all like just energy cards, metaphorically, like the Divine Energy Oracle, the Rhythm and Soul tarot, which that is tarot, which rhythm actually did come out, which ain't surprising. It goes with the crow energy, um, an oracle of the universe. Like it's all the universe metaphorically. It's all spiritual based, like the concept that I've been using lately, even though I have used just sometimes nothing but tarot cards. Um, I call it a tool. It's a tool for me. It's not like I forgot what the heck I was just getting at. What made me think about that? I really forgot. I was thinking about intriguing. About to wrap this energy up. I keep forgetting intriguingly. I honestly can't remember what the heck I just was thinking about. What made me think about that? It's a tool. I don't need it. People don't understand that aspect. They think it's evil, but it's like it's not evil. I think people they just I want to say they're afraid of the unknown, but it's the obvious. Maybe they're afraid of the obvious. The illusion seems to be better than the real life aspect, if that makes sense, of energy. That's what it. I don't know if I can explain it for my awareness where I'm at now. I'm trying to think of a way to explain it, but it's just like the way I know better now. It's just like that's just what it is. They afraid of the goddamn obvious, but in a different form, it's just like there's different tools for different folks. Like there's different teachers for different people. You know, which that's an intriguing aspect about school. Honestly, I guess that teaches you like structure. Maybe I guess that's the goal. But if you had a certain teacher, you would probably pay attention more. You would come to school more if you were able to resonate with that person, if that makes sense. Which goes back to the spiritual guidance that I'm talking about that you even pray to. If you know that you're praying to a family member, you will be more consistent in it. Some people think, like even the Jesus aspect, like that's a white person aspect. This supposed to be a black person concept. Maybe it really is. Maybe your family look at Jesus. Pardon me, give me a second. I feel like I'm rising up in energy. I'm rising up in energy. It's just everybody has that form of a structure. If that makes sense. It's like trees. That's the intriguing part of energy. Or they just, some people pride get in the way, maybe because of past experiences, if that makes sense, where it's just like, I'm not praying to no white person because slavery and my ancestors, they hurt them, and that there's a new day and age. You know, people do feel bad about things that they have done, but this aspect is just a judgmental aspect, was never against you, always was for you. That's the intriguing part. That's the extra intriguing part. It was never like, even how I was talking about the cards, I think it's evil, but help and serve you in a beneficial way where it's not painful. Never was against you. For some reason, think against you. Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. What an intense energy. That's another one. I gotta talk to somebody on that one. That's a new aspect of lesson two I realized. Yeah, that's a personal one. I'll get back to that later. Um, just that really important. Jesus. Where's the mind at? I gotta go over to the eightfold path really quick. Go and see where the mind. My lips are dry. Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. I was lick them. I'm almost done. It's just sometimes when you lick them, they just get like crustier. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't really work for me. It's like, why you just lick your lips, man? They're gonna get dry again. Like, they really start turning like a pasty color, like actual white, for real white. Jesus. Let me get some more drink. Maybe that help a little bit. It lasts a little longer if I put some moisture in there. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. Ooh, I feel better already. That was a tense energy. Very tense. It's a very accurate one. I know it is. It's just, it's intriguing when you're doing what you need to, you're serving your purpose, and it's beneficial to others, but somehow they look at it as being totally wrong, like bad. Like, even how you heard a goddamn crow, people think crows are just bad. Like, some wicked shit. When it's like, what? What makes you say that? What trauma form got you thinking horribly? Or maybe in that trauma form, maybe it was beneficial. I talked about this too recently. The wildfire aspect that's happening right now. It seemed devastating. Things are getting destroyed, but I bet between those lines there's some real other extreme shit going on that we're missing. That's like a fire. It's destroying things. It's bad. But we not recognizing it until it's so extreme. Like all these fucking fires. Earth is naturally giving justice. Nature is naturally giving it. It's just we're not recognizing the bigger picture, the in-between lines of things that's going on. Simple things. I keep using like incest, rape, things like that, where it's like, it's painful. That is some painful, traumaful thing that carries forever, and you will miss it. In wildfires, trees, once again, that is a family structure. You recognize it when it's fucking lit the fuck up with flames, but you will miss it when it's like in your fucking face. People are afraid of the obvious, but the extreme, devastating, just totally seem like it don't connect together. Oh, it gets their fucking attention, for sure. And they don't like that part, but they recognize that part. The mind is on the right speech. That's funny, and it's green based. Hello, rhythm. That's funny. Your mind is on the right speech. That is funny, also. Where would the mind be headed to? Oh, we got two. Lovely. Oh, that's funny. You got right mindfulness and right view. And right view is going with right speech. Intriguingly, that's great. Where your mind is presently is the right speech. Where it's headed to is right mindfulness and right view. That's really, really, really important. Very important. It's something you were missing. That goes together. Even how I talked about the wildfire aspect, something you missing. But when it's projected, it's the right view on it. That's so gorgeous. Honestly. Okay. What else? Is there anything else? I want to say that's it for now. That felt like a lot, honestly. I feel like Jesus Christ. It took a little minute. I've been still writing down sometime the energy um, in my notebook slash journal, diary aspect. Just like keeping notes. I like keeping map forms. I'm naturally a bookkeeper energy, a note keeper, wisdom holder. That's just naturally me. But I needed to take a little moment for myself to just heal, honestly, and just I want to say restructure things, honestly, just because we in a new year energy and seeing how things played out from last year. That people take leaps of faith that things align the way they needed to. On top of my actual self, on top of that, my whole body took a whole shift of a shift, literally. Like we shifted, and my body did a shift that it could have came off like devastating. Like this is a new year, and my health is already coming off like it's not going well. Like that could have been very devastating. It's just awareness level that I needed, and just taking a minute, rest for a minute. You putting out more than you're giving. We're not doing that this year. Why am I chuckling, Jesus? I think my spiritual guide think that shit funny, but cause this is like we're not doing that this year. That's not what we're doing. Our energy will balance out. We're not just pouring into something and not receiving back because it's drainful. It's drainful. You're less than pass the fuck out. You know, you're giving more than you're receiving. We're not doing that. I'm about to wrap this energy up for now because I feel like that's it. Honestly, my mind is drifting. Honestly, not in a bad way. It's just, but that's what I was getting at. Um, I feel like I've been not in front of the camera so often lately, and I'm back and I'm just like, it's a whole lot going on. It's all good, honestly, for the most part. Some parts are just like, well, you better not try to cause no heavy goddamn traffic. You need to respond because it's important. It's important. But other than that, everything is good in the neighborhood, honestly, for the most part. I feel like it's a lot of enlightenment, a lot of blind spots. Like people think certain dots don't connect together. Even how I get an example about the clock and how I was hopping through the conversation. I still, did I finish even saying that? Because I went from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, hopping all over the place, not realizing they all play a part together. It connects, which is the law of divine oneness came out. It's important. It's a true statement. It's just if something happened on just this side, how to connect with this side? Because it is connected. That's why. And reasons actually came out in the Divine Energy Oracle. The goddamn fires that have everybody just freak the fuck out. It is some extreme stuff, but nature do what nature gotta do, you know. You best to believe it gotta be for a reason. It is not just a bully aspect. That's the intriguing part. Even when it comes to, I'm gonna wrap it. I'm already an hour 14. Jesus, it's okay. But I forgot about to say again, commercial breaks are just on intriguing mode. I keep forgetting. But what the heck was I about to say? Talk about Earth pretty much giving discipline. Just bringing in awareness. Oh, that aspect. You are spiritual. You believe in certain things. When it comes to the devil or God aspect, metaphorically, I really feel like within that energy, Then people say they give a lot of credit to the devil within this. They say it's the devil when it's really God doing it to get your attention. It's almost like a child throwing a tantrum. That's the way we will look at it. Like, you're throwing a fucking tantrum. You didn't have to do all that. How else would I have gotten your attention? You know, you don't recognize the obvious, or you don't think dots connect together. You need to learn dots connect together. It's one of those energies for sure. But that's been it for now, you guys. Have a great day. Really, have a great day.